Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really radical philosophy of self and community, one that comes from a world that, it challenges the very foundation of what we think it means to be a person. So, let's get into this fascinating idea together.
Our journey kicks off with this really striking scene. We're in a floating city called Lagos 2, and there's a young woman, Ama Osei, who takes this small hexagonal key and just calmly, methodically, starts to unscrew her own synthetic shoulder. And just to be clear, this isn't some kind of metaphor. It's a literal physical practice. And it brings up the question that's going to guide our whole exploration here. Why on earth would someone willingly, even ceremonially, take themselves apart?
Okay, to find the answer, we have to follow Ama on her trip to Lagos 2. It's this city built ingeniously on the skeletons of old, abandoned oil rigs, a place where, and this is quite literal, almost nothing is bolted down.
You've got to understand, this place just has a different rhythm to it. Survival tech is shared. It's not patented. Weird architectural quirks, they're seen as lessons in how to be more adaptable. It's a city that literally breathes with the tides, and its people have figured out how to do the same.
So imagine this. You show up with a really important letter for a Dr. Patience Nosu, only to be told, very calmly, that she's gone, but not dead, not even moved away. She dissolved. The person that letter was for, well, they're just not there anymore.
Turns out Dr. Nwasu is now a person called What Remains, and her job is to maintain the community's water filters. And this isn't seen as a tragedy or anything weird, it's just a normal part of life in what they call the synthetic Sangha. And right away, that just shatters everything we assume about what a person is supposed to be.
Now, Ama is actually the perfect person to guide us through this kind of strange new world. And it's because of her own really unique condition. She has something they call doubled vision. So she is literally seeing two versions of reality, layered right on top of each other. One is warm and organic, the other is sharp synthetic, and they don't always agree. This isn't just some glitch, though. It's a living, breathing metaphor for the Sangha's core philosophy, that reality isn't just one solid thing. It's something that can be held from a bunch of different perspectives all at once.
This comparison here, this really gets to the heart of it all. See, in our world, we think of the self as fixed, right? It's something we own. But for the Sangha, the self is fluid. It's something you just carry for a little while, like a collection of stories and parts that passes right through you.
And this is their foundational question. In a city where the ground beneath your feet is always shifting, pretending you're some fixed, unchanging identity starts to feel like a really profound and maybe unnecessary lie.
So you're probably wondering, if individuals aren't stable, if people can just dissolve into totally new identities, what in the world holds this community together? Well, the answer is both simple and pretty profound. It's not the people, it's the practices.
This is the crucial point. The Sangha figured out that community isn't made of stable people, but of stable, reliable commitments. It's not about who you are that matters so much. It's about what you show up for, day after day.
These four practices are basically the skeleton of their whole society. They turn this abstract philosophy into concrete daily action. You've got the discernment for seeing each other clearly, the witness practice for remembering, the maintenance assembly for survival, and the story meal for sharing. I mean, just imagine if our own communities had such clear, explicit practices for holding each other.
So how do you even keep track of all these commitments when identities are so fluid? Well, the answer is surprisingly elegant. You make a map, a literal physical map of all the relationships.
This isn't just some data viz project. It's a living document of the community's health, its relational web. It shows not just who's connected to who, but the very nature of those bonds. It makes the invisible fabric of their society totally visible for everyone.
And this just brilliantly shows the texture of their community. A red thread for deep primary bonds, a blue one for holding someone's story while they transform, green for, showing up to fix the generator. Every single type of commitment is honored, and really importantly, it's seen.
This is such a key reframing of what identity is. In the Sangha, you're not defined by who you are in some static way. You're defined by what you carry. The stories, the influences, the commitments, and even the synthetic parts you've inherited from other people.
So all of this brings us to the core takeaway. The Sangha challenges us to stop asking that old question, who am I?
and instead to ask a different and maybe much more powerful question about ourselves.
Her guide, a man named Ezra, pushes her to look past her name, her history, even her body. He wants her to find the one single thread that she would choose to carry forward, no matter how much she might change in the future.
And Ama's answer is, it's just incredible. It reveals that for her, the essential self isn't a memory or a name. It's a way of being. It's a fundamental commitment to being curious. Her identity isn't a noun, it's a verb.
And so, the Sangha's philosophy leaves us with that exact same question. In a world that is always changing, what's the one thread in yourself, a value, a practice, a way of being that you would choose to hold on to no matter what? It's something to think about.